Now it's a
Now
podcast.
it's a podcast.
A little delayed there, huh, buddy?
They call me Delay Nick. A baba boopy.
Time to get smoky! This girl's fucking spooky as shit. Hello, my name is Zach.
And my name is also Nick.
And welcome back to Garrett's Painting Podcast, guys. They're buds.
They're buds.
And as always, what are you sipping?
I'm sipping on a kind of new favorite. It's Bud Light Platinum. What are you sipping on?
I, too, am drinking Bud Light Platinum because you brought a lot of them. Little tink it. Yeah. Tasty.
Tasty. It's a good beer.
It's good beer. So, Spooky October's in full effect. Here we go again. Coming at you live with another movie review.
Another movie. I said it how I can read it.
And today we're talking about Blair Witch.
Ooh.
But we're not talking about the Blair Witch Project. We have to specify.
Yeah.
We really do need to specify that. Because there are two. Well, there's multiple, actually. But we're talking about the Blair Witch that came out in 2016. It's the direct sequel to the Blair Witch Project. It's friggin' dope.
It's a banger.
It's a banger. It's a really good one, man. Eventually we'll do a movie review where we don't like a movie. Eventually it'll happen, but we are going to talk about this one because this is a good movie.
It's phenomenal.
If you've seen the original Blair Witch Project, you know, it's kind of first-person shaky cam. I kind of revolutionized that idea of shaky cam first-person movies.
Yeah.
Blair Witch, the sequel, takes that concept and just amplifies it. Really well.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like shaky cam style movies. I love found footage shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're really good. I think it's a good way to get hype. And I feel like the hype behind this movie was pretty low. I feel like not a lot of people saw it. Not a lot of people even know about it. I absolutely loved this movie. It's an absolute banger.
It's a unit.
It's absolute
unit.
I'm not going to shout out my Monster Hunter World Palico this time. Shout out to Mini Bear, though, from Monster Hunter World, my Palico. He's an absolute unit.
Precious.
Yeah, so what do you want to start with this movie? Because I know with the Halloween one, we kind of broke down what happened a lot, and it ran over some pretty heavy time. And I want to run down this movie a little bit, but not a lot. I want to talk about like the highlights mainly, but
Yeah.
easy, quick synopsis. It's a direct sequel to the first one. Spoiler warning, of course, duh. In the first one, people go to the woods to look into the Blair Witch. They disappear. They don't come back. Easy. In the second one, it's now following the brother of the girl who went into the woods, and he is looking for answers because someone posts a video online that he believes is his sister that they found in the woods in Burkittsville. And so he goes with some of his friends to go try to find his sister who he believes is alive, and you find out it wasn't his sister. Fun fact, it's actually someone else in the movie. Very hard to explain that.
Yeah, it's
weird
a mind
time warp kind of
Yeah.
thing. Really hard to explain. And they all fucking die because it's Blair Witch.
Blair Witch, yeah.
You're not surviving that.
Yeah.
And it's easy synopsis.
Yeah, this one I think was, in my personal opinion, I like this one actually better than the original, just because it felt like more happened. Like,
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm normally, not normally, I'm normally 50-50 on it, actually. Sometimes I'm such a stickler about, it's all about the original. The original's always better. And I always stick to that when it comes to horror. At least, and there's a lot of times where I'm like, no, the original does not hold a fucking candle to the remakes or the sequels. And I love sequels to movies. I absolutely love sequels.
Yeah.
This, I agree with you, is far better than the original, and I love the original.
Yeah, I absolutely adore the original.
Yeah.
As far as spoopy movies go, like,
Oh, yeah.
the original was up there for me.
They do a great job of playing on that idea of you never see anything in the original, and that makes it even scarier. But God, with this, you see shit in this, and a lot happens in this movie, and it gets violent.
Yeah, it's like, this movie's like everything you liked about the original, and then some.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it, actually. one of the coolest things about this movie that I really liked. So most of the time when you have a horror movie, and this is even for Halloween, that we just reviewed, you know, you everything kind of has like that knob of like it cranks up and then it cranks up a little more, then a little more. That's most horror movies. So the way this movie goes is it starts at a solid, the knob is off, and it cranks it to about a 3, then it dials it back to a 0. Then it cranks it to about a 6, 7, and it dials it back to a 0. And then something happens in the movie, and it cranks it to 1,000, and they just rip the knob off, and that's the rest of the goddamn film.
Yeah.
And that's the final half of the movie. Like, they did such a good job of, instead of, here's a bunch of pacing, it was, good luck.
You think you know me?
Yeah, you think you know us?
You don't
We're
know.
incorrect.
Yeah.
It's, God, let's talk about the scene where everything just goes to shit.
Oh, are you talking about the...
Yeah,
yeah, that... Oh, my God.
So, they go to the woods, they stay the night, and in the morning, or they wake up, and there's all the little logos of the little Blair Witch, which you see on the screen right there, too. The little stick figures, and everyone freaks out, and they're like, we gotta go, and they're walking out of the woods, and they have these 2 people with them who were from Burkittsville, who found the video of the dude's sister, supposedly, and said they'd go with them, and the whole time they're telling them, like, we can't stay here, this place is evil, it's not worth it, and you find out that they actually made the little stick figures, and hung them everywhere, and so everyone yells at them and freaks out, like, you have to understand, we didn't do this to scare you. We did this to get you out of here. You have to understand this place is evil. You're not supposed to be here. None of us are supposed to be here. You have to leave. So, obviously, they kick those people out of the group, and then they go and they get lost in the woods, and they have to camp again. They end up making a big circle back to the original campsite. They're like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
So, they go to bed, and they wake up, and there's more stick figures everywhere, and they're like, this doesn't make any sense. What the hell? And the girl who was kicked out of their group from Burkittsville shows up, and she's asking for food, and she looks really, like, malnourished, and the guy who was with her has got, like, a beard a little bit now, and he looks malnourished, and he says, like, no, that's not real. You need to get away from there. And they're like, what is wrong with you guys? What are you talking about? And he's telling the girl, like, we've been in these woods for, 2 weeks, and the sun won't come up. And you're like, what? Oh, what? Okay.
Yeah.
A little different.
A little sus.
And so, homie runs. He's like, nope, this isn't real. The girl, like, sits in the camp with them, and she's like, we left you guys. We haven't seen you guys in 2 weeks. This is crazy. And they're like, that doesn't make sense. What are you talking about? She's freaking out, and she notices all the big, like, this is when everyone starts to notice, actually, the big stick figures. And the girl walks up, and she pulls one off the tree, and it has, like, chunks of her hair in it.
Yeah.
And she's like, this is my hair. Oh, my God. And then one of the members who stayed with them walks up, and she's pissed because she thinks it's another prank, and she grabs a stick figure, and she's like, this isn't real, you're just trying to play a prank, and she snaps the stick figure in half, and when she does that, it snaps Homegirl in half with the stick figure, and it's just, they turn that knob up, and they rip it off from there, and it just gets brutal after that. It gets worse and worse after that.
It just hits the fan. Like,
yeah, I mean, oh my God, it's good.
That's when I was like, this is happening. This is happening, because when she was just like, she like contorted and was just like
in half.
Yeah,
they snapped her in half, and it was like, oh no, she's super dead. Yeah, it's an insane movie. I mean,
yeah,
it's a weird one. It's so fun though.
Yeah, it's like, it starts off with like just like this typical like Blair Witch, just like traveling through the woods. They found, like, some dude online to help find the video. So it's just, like, your typical Blair Witch through the first half.
Yeah.
But then after that snapping happens, it's just, like...
It's a whole
It's, like,
movie.
rapid fire. Just, like, you have to, like, try and process all this, like, nonsense that's happening. And that's what got me. I was like, I like this. I like this.
One of the things that I really like, and I loved this whole scene. So in the first Blair Witch, they have the house that they find in the woods, and in the first Blair Witch, there's a legend that says there was a serial killer who murdered children, and he made them stand in a corner as he murdered one, and if you were standing in the corner facing the wall, he wouldn't murder you, and he told everyone that the Blair Witch made him do it. That's actually the legend from the first one. That's why at the end of the first one, you see Katie run down the stairs, and there's a dude and her friend's in the corner, and she just screams, and then you hear a bonk, and she's dead. You just hear a big bonk. And they play on that in the new movie really well, where they end up in an attic, and it's supposed to be the basement, and they say, like, they even touch on it in the movie, they're like, maybe the legends were wrong, it's supposed to be in the attic. Stay in the corner, don't look, because you see the Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Bro. Freaking creepy looking.
Yeah.
Oh, man, she's creepy looking.
Yeah,
it's cool.
I was like curious because like when you see it, I was like, is that doesn't seem like a
witch?
A witch. That seems like a Skeletor.
Yeah.
Tales of the Crypt Keeper kind of.
And what I found cool about it is, and I'll keep talking about the whole like stand in the corner thing in a second. In the movie, they talk about how when they took the witch out to the woods and killed her, they put her on like rack. They put her on a rack in a tree, which is it stretches your body over time. So when you see the Blair Witch, she's like stretched out, and it looks really cool. They did a great job of playing with that. And so they're in the corner, and so the Blair Witch can't see them, and then they kind of they talk about in the movie as well, where like she can't see her own reflection or something. So they start like walking. One of them dies in the corner.
Yeah.
One of them just does not stay looking in the corner. It's the brother. He says he hears his sister's voice, and he turns around and he just gets got.
Yeah.
He gets got. Yeah. Like he's not gonna be in a sequel if they do one.
No.
He got, my dude.
He got had.
You done been had, my friend. Like, say it with me. Dead. Like, that dude fucking died. Yeah. It's great. It's really cool to watch that. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And so the girl that's left alive is walking backwards with the camera facing her so she can get out of there. First of all, gut-wrenching.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
No,
I'd just be like, just kill me. I'm not even gonna try. And like, so she sees the Blair Witch through the lens. The Blair Witch is like running away down hallways to like not see her reflection. And then you hear the dude's voice saying, "I'm so sorry," which is exactly what he said right before he died. And it's like, don't fall for that.
Don't fall for that.
And she goes, "Is it you?" And she turns around, and yep, that's the credits. You just hear a scream, a crunch, and the credits.
Yeah,
that's what you get. It's like, well, you're an idiot.
Congratulations, you played yourself. God, I
What
can't
a
believe
moron.
she fell for that, dude. Like,
Yeah.
she saw the dude die, like, right next to her. And when she hears his voice, she's like, I totally forgot what happened 2.5 seconds ago.
I totally forgot what happened 30 minutes ago when you got yeeted next to me. Like, inches away. I forgot that happened 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, she's just like...
Grade A idiot.
Yeah. Like, you stare in that corner, you live in that corner now.
Yeah.
Like, you live there.
That's your home.
That's
Get used to that corner. You live in there.
Get in the corner. Get in the corner.
Get in the corner.
Get in the corner.
It's like, it's so funny during that scene, because it's like, you know it's gonna happen. Like, you know she's gonna fall for it, because it's Blair Witch. You're like, she's gonna die.
Yeah.
It's a horror movie. She's gonna get got.
She's gonna get
like your whole thought the whole time. And then it starts to happen. You're like, don't be an idiot.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't do it. She turns around. She gets got. And you're like, you idiot.
Absolute idiot.
Absolute grade A idiot. Like USD beef idiot.
Yeah.
Like USD.
USDA.
Yeah, USDA grade ground chuck idiot. 100%.
That's...
Like she's
so accurate.
She's the medium rare sirloin of stupid. You know what I mean? Well, we're trying to say she's real fucking dumb.
She's dumb. She's real dumb.
Just good God.
She's the Blair Witch cheerleader. Anyway.
Yeah. What was so cool about the movie? I don't even know how to explain the whole time warp thing.
Yeah, I don't. You explained it to me, and I still don't
done.
get it. Yeah,
but it's so well done. In the clip of quote unquote the guy's sister Katie from the first movie, you see what looks like her panning through a like dirty bathroom with a camera. What you find out is that was actually his friend who was in the woods with him. She pans up with the camera. It's the exact same angle. It's her. And you're like, oh.
Yeah.
So... Okay, so you want to call it a time warp, but then you also kind of want to call it, like, was it a trap?
It was a trap. It was a bait.
Was it a tricky trick? Because congratulations, you played yourself. God, there's a lot of highlights in the movie. Like when one of the girls that's with them, she like falls in a creek and cuts her foot, and it's like, okay, you cut your foot, NBD, right? Mm-hmm. Wrong. She definitely had something living in her foot.
That made me cringe.
Yeah, that was a little hard to watch. She the guys, one of the guys, like her boyfriend is changing the bandage out, and her foot full blown like cracks and crunches and like pulsates forward. Holy fuck!
Yeah,
not ready for that jump scare. Because you're not expecting a jump scare right there. That's the perfect example of a well-executed jump scare. Yeah. That's a good jump scare, because you're just not ready for it.
Yeah, just something pulsating from the foot.
Yeah, you're like, whoa.
And then there's like a moment, she's like, they have like a drone that they're trying to fly around.
Yeah.
And it crashes in a tree. So she's like, I'm going to go save the drone or whatever. And like a whole bunch of nonsense is happening in the woods. And so she's climbing up the tree. She falls down. She like hurts her leg, so she pulls up her pant leg. And then, like, she sees a hole, and she just pulls out, like, a centipede or a millipede.
Yeah.
That got me.
Yeah, that was hard to watch, because it, like, pulsated and, like pussed and, like, spewed and bubbled.
But she's, like, so nonchalant about it. Like, she's like, and she just, like, throws it away. I'm like, dude, like... I would be, like, throwing up. I'd be gagging. Like, oh, my God.
Yeah, like, big, fat... No.
Yeah, that hit me hard. Like, I was like, ow. Just, ow.
Yeah. It was big no. I didn't like it at all, actually. Was not fun. What was that? What was that?
That was my phone. Oh. My text tone is yeet.
Bro, vibrate! We're professionals! Nah, I don't really care. Anyway,
okay.
I don't care. But so, yeah, there's some other parts of the movie that are pretty gut-wrenching. Like, so, I don't like claustrophobic settings.
Oh.
Yeah, you know where I'm going now.
I know where you're going, yeah.
And there is a part where one of the chicks is, like, in this little cave thing underground, and I mean, she can barely fit in this thing. And she's, like, a small chick, and she's having a hard time crawling through it. So it's like this real tiny space, and it's like, it's dirt, and it's it's gut-wrenching to watch, because you're watching behind her the whole time, waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
And it never happens until the very end, where she climbs all the way out. You then see a glimpse of something run behind her in this tiny little crevice area. She crawls out, like, frantically shuts it, and it just comes banging on the thing. Ooh, it's good.
That was hard to watch. That was that kind of reminded me of like some scenes in As Above.
Yeah.
Where it's like they hit that claustrophobia mark just like right on the head.
It's a good thing to play on.
Yeah, I'm not claustrophobic, but like those two movies, they just hit it. Especially Blair Witch, it's like, oh, that doesn't look that bad, and then like they pan and you see it and you're like, oh no.
So it's like, I'm not claustrophobic, but the idea of having to crawl through a tunnel underground that is dirt with roots sticking out, and there's mud and bugs and snake, that's where I'm like, I don't know about that one. Yeah. That got me. I was like, I don't know about that, man.
Yeah.
I think that's a big no. I think I'd rather die.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like most horror movies we watch, you look at the situation, you're like, nah, just kill me. I'm good. It's like As Above, So Below, but we talked about it as immediately. I was like, I'd have turned right the fuck around. I'd have been arrested. When, like, the cops run him into the catacombs, I was like, nah, I'm climbing out. Arrest me.
Just take me.
Second I round a corner, I hear a bunch of creepy women doing this weird operatic, freaking demonic chorus, and they're all old and naked, and they have, like, black, like, bands like tattooed across their eyes. I'm like, no, I'm out. Bye. No, I'm turning around. I'm like, I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
Why? Because that's a fucking no-no.
That's a no-no.
Yeah, big fat no-no. I'm gonna go to jail now.
Yeah.
No thanks. I choose life. Like, nah.
I guess for me, it's the same thing. A callback to our Halloween
God.
podcast when she's like crawling on like that dirty bathroom floor.
Yeah, just
I'm
kill
just
me.
like, just kill me. I'm not crawling.
Not
on
doing that. I'd rather get stabbed in the face by Michael Myers than crawl through that.
And
The
the Blair
cesspool. Like, God. No. Just no.
And, like the toilet's just like full of like what?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And then the Blair Witch when she's crawling through that tunnel, I'm like, just kill me.
Just kill me.
Just kill me.
Yeah, it's not a jarring film, which is okay. Like, I love movies that are very like, whoa. And it's not like that, but it holds a really good place when it comes down to more modern horror. It's very rare that modern horror does well anymore.
Yeah.
So I think honestly with the 3 movie reviews we've done, Blair Witch, Halloween, and As Above, So Below, all of them are great examples of modern horror.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're so well done, and they're done in a way that doesn't make you feel like it's overplaying on it, which I don't like when movies overplay on, like, here's excess amount of gore. Here's an excess amount of teenagers having sex and saying every bad word in the book. Like, I don't need that for a horror movie. Give me a real situation that makes it creepy. So it's like, obviously this isn't a real situation.
Right.
But you don't have a bunch of teenagers dropping every freaking bad word in the dictionary, as well as having sex every 30 seconds and going, it'll be fine. Like, no. Like, you don't have that. You didn't have it in Halloween. You didn't have it in As Above, So Below. And there's tons of horror movies that do it. And I think Blair Witch is a great concept of a found footage film that's modern, scary, just violent enough that it's like, okay, and it's just creepy enough that it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a great job. I love this movie.
Yeah, I thought this movie was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Because I never saw that in-between movie, because there's like the Blair Witch.
There's Book of Shadows, which apparently they said they retconned and it doesn't count. Which makes sense because I've seen Book of Shadows, and it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. It has nothing to do with Blair Witch.
Okay.
Nothing to do with Blair Witch. It's just called Blair Witch Book of Shadows for some reason.
So I'm glad I never saw that then.
Yeah, it's not great. But yeah, the first one and this one is a direct sequel are very well done. Watching them back to back is a great idea. I mean, we had a blast watching this movie. We did not have a hard time judging it. We did not think for 1 second to go, this sucked. And that's one thing I really like about it too. It's hard to find anything in the movie that it's really like bad, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's keeping you on the edge of your seat. Like,
yeah,
even when it's slow, you're just like waiting for something to happen, and you know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, and that's just a great sign of a good horror movie, man. So many horror movies try to ramp up to where it's, if we're not gonna have a jump scare here, we'll have a gore fest here. It's like, I don't need that.
Yeah,
I would prefer a jump scare any day of the week than a gore fest. Now, I love gory movies. Do not get me wrong. I adore like gore fests. I think they're fun, but they're not scary. This is scary.
This is scary, yeah.
Like, this was actually spooky. This was like, whoa, in areas. And like, even the new Halloween, same thing, it was spooky.
Yeah.
It's spooky, and it's gory in areas, but very small areas that has gore. It's very tiny amounts. And it's very spread lightly through it, so you kind of forget that gore kind of even happens in the film.
Yeah.
And it's same thing with As Above, So Below. There's barely really any gore in it. It's just a creepy-ass film.
I love that movie so much.
Yeah, it's so good. I remember the first time I watched Blair Witch, I watched it in the middle of the day. I was with Kimberly, my girlfriend, and my brother. My brother and I had a house together, Grub. So we had a house together, and we all crammed into my room, and I was like, let's see how this is. Let's see how it is. And the first time you see the Blair Witch, all 3 of us were like, what the fuck? And like screaming about, what is that? To the point that one of our roommates that was there was like, what are you guys doing? We're like, we're watching Blair Witch. And he's like, can I come in? And we were like, no, we're already too deep in. We like shut the door and locked it.
We're already too
deep. Like, no, you're going to ruin it. Like, you're going to ruin the immersion. I'm not rewinding this. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, that this is definitely a movie. Like, if you're that far in, it's like there's
You
no
can't.
turning back. Yeah.
Once you hit that part where she gets snapped in half like a twig, nope,
No.
you can't turn back. You have to finish it. There's no pausing it. There's no rewinding. No, pile through because it's gonna get worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
It's good. I mean,
It never gets better.
It never gets better. It just gets worse for them. It's a good movie, but it just gets worse and worse and worse for all the people involved.
Yeah, it's if you guys haven't seen it, definitely check it out and comment in the comment section below like what your favorite part was.
Yeah, definitely do.
There could be like I can think of like there's parts where like trees fall over and like I can think of like 100 different scenes that are like absolutely great.
Oh, yeah. Nick, now, you know what else is great, Nick?
What?
You know what's really great? Savannah, Georgia, Nick.
Oh, where is that?
So it's in Georgia.
Oh.
And it's only about 4.5, 5 hours from where our butts are sitting right now. And do you know what's happening in a few days?
What?
We're going to Savannah. Yeah, that's the next podcast. We told you Nani? We told you we're going to tell you what we're doing next. Next podcast you're going to see is us in Savannah. We're going to try to release it on Monday like we always do. I can't guarantee it. We leave the 16th. It has to be up by the 19th, and we're only there for 2 days. And then so we are trying to release it for Monday. We really are. For when that time cometh. Because we're leaving in like a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're leaving
creeping up on us.
A little bit. We're recording this before we're leaving, and we're hopefully going to be able to edit it before we leave.
Yeah.
Hopefully. So yeah, you know, we're really stoked about this. We're really, really excited about this. We're stoked to show you guys all the cool stuff in Savannah. We're stoked to show you all the pictures. We're going to go to haunted graveyards. We're going to do some graveyard tours. We're going to stay in haunted hotels, and we're going to see if we can capture anything spooky while we're in the hotels.
Yes, sir.
The goal is to spend time in 2 hotels. We have 1 reserved. I don't know what's going to happen, so we're going to see. But we're really excited to bring that to you guys. And that is what the next video is going to be. We'll actually be probably recording it in Savannah.
Yes, sir.
So we're very excited to bring it to you guys in Savannah, where we've considered doing like pictures or like a video of us in Savannah. So if you're not following the Instagram or Twitter, you definitely need to be doing that right now.
Right now.
And I think that is a good time for the outro.
Peggy?
Don't you dare leave this channel without liking it,
Commenting,
subscribing,
sharing, clicking that bell icon so you get notified when we post a new video,
and following us on Instagram and Twitter, which you can do right now. And you know what's great? I don't have to go down the whole spiel anymore because it's so much easier. Just go to our channel. You're either going to click link or description or learn more, and it's going to say follow us on Instagram or follow us on Twitter. Or if you're on your computer and you don't feel like clicking link or anything, on our beautiful banner there's going to be 2 little icons in the bottom right-hand corner. There's going to say one that says follow us on Instagram, and then next to that, you're going to see a little Twitter icon. So make sure you click on those to follow us, guys.
Yeah.
We'll keep you up to date. We'll be posting a lot of pictures from our trip that you're not going to be able to see anywhere else on our Twitter and on our Instagram.
Yeah.
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 And we will see you guys next time.
Oh.